way that he just absolutely knew that he had messed up big time.
And you're like, what are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing anything.
I had to take a little video of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
did you do this? Did you? And he just, yeah, absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, whenever they're acting innocent and they're quiet and they're acting a little out of character, you know something's up. They're intelligent little beings that know how to cover up well. And they use those cute eyes, and they look at you. Yep.
He knew it. He knew it.
Yeah.
And I was asking him questions. Did you do this? And he kept pawing at it with his ears down. And great stuff.
So are you doing anything different for Christmas? This is your first Christmas with
Not
your
really.
puppy, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We're going to go do some hiking this week, and hopefully we'll see what the weather does and try to incorporate him in with it.
And Christmas in July. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
And yesterday was the first day of winter and 75 degrees, so perfect time for everybody to get out there to the dog parks, go out to the parks, and, go walk them.
Exactly. Get them out there, get exercise.
Sure.
Especially if you're going to be inside celebrating with family.
Absolutely.
Don't forget the dogs. A few other things here you want to be careful of are wrapping paper. They love the texture of paper. The bows, remember the bows have staples in them, a lot of them, so that could cause a problem. And then obviously the gifts themselves. So you want to be careful. I know some dogs like to get into the gifts and unwrap them themselves. Have you ever had that happen?
No.
You guys never? Do you wrap your dog presents?
No.
You don't do that?
No,
Especially
I just give
if
it
it's
to them.
something that smells good, and just watch them tear it open.
Yeah.
They
My
won't.
roommate
They won't
does
tear it open. They'll just look at it.
Even if it's like a bone or something.
Bo might, but Cody won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just keep in mind, the tape and the bows and things like that can cause problems for them, especially if they ingest it. And like some of the guys will eat anything. As Jenny's laying here on the floor, we're keeping a close eye on her. But a lot of people are giving puppies this time of year as a present, and as pretty much any site you go to, the American Kennel Club, any trainer will talk about this. Any of the dog blogs talk about it. It's not just present for a season; it's a lifelong commitment. So make sure if you are giving a puppy as a present, that the people are expecting it, they're ready for it, and that they're going to make that commitment to them, because there are a lot of things you have to consider: the house training, the obedience training, spending time with them. They're not just a dog of convenience. They're good when you're away. They're good when you don't have time for them. They need time, they need attention, and that's unfortunately why a lot of them end up in rescues. They don't get what they need. So keep that in mind if you are considering either giving or if you have asked somebody for a puppy for Christmas. And I think about it. I've had dogs my entire life. All my life I've had dogs. I have never once gotten a dog as a present for Christmas or birthday. Or never.
Oh.
Have any of you guys?
Nope.
I've given.
Yes.
You have?
I've given as a present. I gave my little sister, she's now 17, when she was 5. We adopted a dog, a puppy, and gave it to her for her fifth year birthday. And we still have Biscuit.
Good. How long ago was that?
I am the worst at math. I know I just totally said the numbers too, didn't I? About
Trick
10
question.
years.
That's so
About
good.
10
So-
years ago.
So obviously,
10,
and she had support of everybody around her, and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that makes a
she's
big difference, too.
Good,
Yeah.
good puppy.
I think I've given a puppy as a present one time, and she had the puppy was to a girlfriend, and she had the dog until they were almost 14 years old. Wow. So it was a Shar Pei. That's how I got into Shar Pei years ago, back in the 90s. But so it is something, it can be the greatest thing, or it can turn out to be a total disaster. And that's why, it would kill me if one of my puppies ever ended up in a shelter.
Tell you, I've been asking for another puppy. Let me at least put that out there. I've been for the past year
come by
been
the
wanting,
rescue.
But absolutely,
I will be glad to give you one of our rescues.
Well, no,
Hold on, don't
boyfriend
backpedal.
the boyfriend has made it clear that not without a yard, which is
right.
absolutely understandable. And also, I'm an incredibly busy person, and he said that you just cannot leave a dog at home for 3 weeks without coming home and expect it to still be there after 3 weeks, which is totally understandable. We travel a terrible bit, and so I try to keep that in mind. But
see,
oh my God, they're
bring the dog to work like we do, like Jenny's in the studio here.
Oh yeah, they'd love that here at Sinclair. A puppy every day at every meeting. I would love that.
Think about how that would enhance the meeting, though.
Oh, absolutely.
It adds that little charm to it, a little hominess. Yeah.
That internal relationship.
So I'm glad you told me you want a dog. So I will definitely hook you up with a rescue wine runner.
I've been a sucker for puppies. I don't know what it is, but I can't.
Well,
he has said I cannot have one.
We got Luna adopted out. The wine runner puppy. Yeah, we got her adopted out. Oh, and they love her to death.
She was beautiful.
Oh, they absolutely love her to death. She is such a cutie. Exactly what they want. They both had wine runners growing up.
Oh, wow.
And nice place, nice people, and they bring her back every day for training, and she is doing great. She is such a character.
Oh, my God, good. No, that picture, when we put that that up on our Facebook. I mean, it was a hit. She
Oh, I
was
know.
so pretty.
Yeah, and people didn't realize we took that picture right at our shop too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You
they-
guys got the backdrop, the
Yeah.
camera shots set up. That's
Yeah.
quite a shot. I love it.
Yeah, but she did really well. They were obviously ready for a puppy, so it was kind of like the Christmas gift to each other.
That's good.
And they are absolutely in love with her. We took pictures of them on the floor, playing with her when they first came in to meet her, and she was working it. She was
Good.
working it big time. She definitely hooked them up.
Don't they all?
We showed her to a lot of. How many people did?
A lot. I
At
can't even
least
count how many people.
20 or
showed
30 people looked at her.
Yeah.
Our current clients. They even sent some friends in to look at her. They were taking pictures with her. We were shocked that people didn't adopt her. We had one lady, she must have taken a dozen pictures with Luna, and Luna was kissing her all over and hugging her, and we're like, oh, this is done deal.
Yeah.
And then she never came back. But now Luna has a great home, so
That's what it was supposed to be.
exactly. So and the interesting thing is they're actually neighbors of some of our clients.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I went to do the home visit. I went, wait a minute.
That's not too far.
You live right next to her, and they can bring her dogs every day. So it works out really well. So she has dogs in the neighborhoods to play with. She comes back every day for training. They took advantage of our home for the holidays, which is where anyone who adopts one of our rescues from us throughout the month of December and signs their dog up for training with us gets free daycare for the life of that rescue, for the life of that
that's
dog.
perfect.
This is the 6th year we've done it. We adopted 8 rescues out. In 2011, we did 10. In 2012, we're already at 6, and we have, I think, 2 or 3 more that will probably get homes this coming week.
Awesome.
So yeah, it works out great for everybody. It works out for our rescues. We get them adopted, which is the best thing. It works out great for us because we get a training client, and the adoptive family has a place to take their dogs free of charge for the rest of that dog's life, so they stay out of trouble.
Yep.
It lessens the likelihood they'll ever be returned. It just works out. It's a win-win-win for everybody. It's been very
That's
successful, and it goes until the end of the month, end of the year. So if you're interested in a Weimaraner, please look us up and give us a call. We run Mid-Atlantic Weimaraner Rescue out of National K-9 Academy, and you can reach us at 757-289-2700. We have about, I think, 8 or 9 still looking for homes, some very nice dogs, ranging from 1.5 years all the way up to 7 years of age. And we do a few things. We do home visits. We do require a physical fenced yard. So that's why I let you off the hook,
Yeah,
Janet,
there
since you
go.
don't
I
have a physical
fence.
fenced yard.
That's been a good excuse for everybody.
And then, we do actually require letters of recommendation from a neighbor and a vet. We typically do not adopt out to first-time dog owners because Weimaraners are not the easiest dog in the world to own. And then, if everything checks out, and we are probably the only rescue that actually adopts the rescues out with a GPS collar for the first 30 days.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Well, we want to make sure they stay with their homes, and if
Okay.
anything ever happens, some of these guys, we have one who spent his life living on a tie-out line in Appalachia, Virginia, the western part of the state. His house, his dog house, as we understand it, was a 50-gallon barrel that was cut in half and some straw thrown in it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So obviously he's been living much nicer than that, sleeping on sofas and running around field with 12 other Weimaraners, swimming in the pools in the summertime. So our biggest fear is that they're going to try to find their way back to us because some of them have never had it like this. So that's why we put the GPS collar. Generally after a week or so, they've bonded with you and it's a non-issue. And we let them keep the collars for about a month and then they can just bring it back. Or if we've adopted a few out of state, Eastern Shore. We even have some, I think, in Maryland and New Jersey, and they can just mail them back to us. But we just want to make sure that we can find them. We don't want any of
That's
our guys to ever
actually
get
great.
lost.
I think that's a great thing.
Well, we've never lost a rescue that we've adopted out, but I have heard of it happening with other rescues. I do know some in the area that have had that happen, and not necessarily anybody's fault. Sometimes, dogs they're good problem solvers. They can open latches and gates just like our Diesel. Yeah, he can
Good
open
old
up.
Diesel.
Yeah, he can open up a door or gate from any side, no matter, even if the one's the piston that close themselves. He will put his paws in there, open the door, back up, and then run out before it closes.
Wow.
I don't even know why we're there.
Wow.
I keep looking. Where are my car keys? Diesel?
Nice.
Yeah, that's next. So that's, Weimaraners not a dog everybody can own. They're very intelligent. They've been called the dog with the human brain. So we do be somewhat selective in who we adopt our dogs out to. We do want to find them homes, but we want to find them good homes. So, and you've pretty much everybody that's adopted, everybody that works for me has adopted some of our dogs. You've got 2 of them, Dallas.
3.
That's
What
right,
about
3. Jake,
yeah.
you're right. I forgot. Jake was what, 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
About 3 years ago.
And then you got Bo.
Bo came the year later, and then I've had Cody for a little over a year now.
Right. And then you're considering Lily.
I want her. I just can't. I live in an apartment. I can't have 3. Or 4, actually. I can't have 4 right now.
You just put your foot in your mouth. You can't have 3.
I was like,
4.
she has 3, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
And,
I wish, but
And Lily and Cody love each other.
oh yeah, that's Cody's girlfriend.
Yeah, and Lily's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
So, and then Jackie, you're coming on. I was talking to you in a few minutes here. You've got a couple of rescues that you adopted.
Yes.
Did the dogs you had before, were those rescues also?
Yes, they both were. Yeah.
Right.
They both passed away this past year.
And where did you get your dog from, David?
We got ours from a breeder, but our last dog was a rescue.
Oh, cool.
So
very good. So pretty much everybody in the room. I have 1 or 2 rescues myself. So
Just a few.
Just a few.
All
right. Well, coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to have Jacqueline Putas come on. She's going to talk about how her current rescues have impacted her life and where that's taken her. It's a very interesting story. I think you guys are going to like. You are listening to National K-9 Academy Radio on WNIS.
Hi, I'm Mike Improvento with the law firm of Bright Drescher, Improvento, and Walker. I'm a biker and a lawyer. You know, motorcycle riders are the biggest victims of distracted drivers. On a good day, they just don't see us. When you add a cell phone or texting to that mix, it's just unacceptably dangerous. If they don't see you and your ride goes bad, call me, Mike Improvento, at the law firm of Bright Drescher, Improvento, and Walker. 622-6000. 622-6000. Hi, this is Mike Improvento from Mike Duman Auto Sales in Suffolk. For easygoing, friendly atmosphere, go see Mike Duman Auto Sales. He and his experienced sales staff know exactly what cars to buy to benefit you and your family. I call it the sweet spot. Cars with low miles that are extremely reliable. He has over 600 cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from. Acres and acres of inventory. Or visit MikeDuman.com to see them all. Great rates on used cars as low as 1.54%. And this is one of the only dealerships in Virginia where you can talk directly with the owner, Mike Duman, anytime you need to. Like Mike Duman on Facebook for weekly prizes and contests. And now's the time to buy, folks. 1.54% financing for qualified buyers. Banks are really easing up on credit. And for you Harley-Davidson riders, he's got a full inventory of used Harley-Davidson for those of you who favor two wheels. Call Mike Duman at 539-1000. 539-1000 or go to MikeDuman.com.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
You're listening to National K-9 Academy Radio on WNIS. And in just a few minutes, we're going to have Jacqueline Putas come on and talk about how her life has taken a very interesting turn, largely as a result to her current 2 rescues. And this segment's going to be brought to you by National K-9 Academy, all-breed dog training, daycare, boarding, and grooming, located on Virginia Beach Boulevard, 5503 Virginia Beach Boulevard, 289-2700. We'll be back in just a few minutes with our in-studio guest, Jacqueline Putas.
Live right here at AM 790 WNIS.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Lawmakers on both sides question whether Obamacare should be fixed or repealed. The president's latest, to let those who've had their insurance canceled be allowed to claim hardship, proves the law is a mess and must go, says one GOP senator.
Obamacare right now causes people to spend more money, have less choice, have a higher deductible, and have less freedom.
Oklahoma's Tom Coburn. New York Democrat Senator Chuck Schumer disagrees.
I think what most Americans want us to do is not repeal Obamacare, which is what our Republican colleagues are focused on, but fix it.
Both on NBC's Meet the Press. Talking about presidential politics, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee is playing coy.
When people ask me, are you open to the possibilities? The answer is yes. I'm right. No, I don't honestly know. I think there's a lot of time.
Hi, this is Mike Improvento from Mike Duman Auto Sales in Suffolk. For easygoing, friendly atmosphere, go see Mike Duman Auto Sales. He and his experienced sales staff know exactly what cars to buy to benefit you and your family. I call it the sweet spot. Cars with low miles that are extremely reliable. He has over 600 cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from. Acres and acres of inventory. Or visit MikeDuman.com to see them all. Great rates on used cars as low as 1.54%. And this is one of the only dealerships in Virginia where you can talk directly with the owner, Mike Duman, anytime you need to. Like Mike Duman on Facebook for weekly prizes and contests. And now's the time to buy, folks. 1.54% financing for qualified buyers. Banks are really easing up on credit. And for you Harley-Davidson riders, he's got a full inventory of used Harley-Davidson for those of you who favor two wheels. Call Mike Duman at 539-1000. 539-1000 or go to MikeDuman.com.
This is a paid commercial program that is sponsored by National K-9 Academy. WNIS Radio and Sinclair Communications do not endorse or warranty any statements or claims that are made, or products or services that are offered by this sponsor.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Welcome back to National K-9 Academy Radio. I'm your host, Dan Stallings. I'm here with my co-host, Dallas.
Hi.
And our in-studio guest this week is Jackie Putas. How you doing, Jackie?
I'm doing good this
She's
morning.
been waiting so patiently here for us, laughing at us and taking pictures. Is this your first time on the radio?
It is.
All right.
Yep.
Well, very cool. Jackie is actually one of our clients at National K-9 Academy, and she currently has 2 rescue dogs.
Yes.
Now, you had Bailey first.
Yes.
And tell us about Bailey and where you got her.
We got Bailey back in May through XOXO Rescue out of Yorktown.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 dogs for 11 years, and they were like best buds, and one of them passed away suddenly, and our other dog was grieving pretty badly. So we decided to get him a puppy, and that was it was an amazing change for him, and of course for us, because we hadn't had a puppy in like 11 years. And we looked on the internet and found her.
Okay. And then you actually adopted Zoe from us a few months later.
We did, because our older dog began having seizures and passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And so we thought, we were considering getting another one, and then we saw that you had the puppies, and so that was kind of a...
Yeah, and Zoe's story, one of our clients, Ginger Island, actually told us about it. Listed on Craigslist, and this lady had 5 puppies, wine mixes, and we heard that somebody had contacted her that had a bully breed and wanted all 5 puppies, and we're like, uh-oh, that's not good. So
Right.
Ginger stepped in, and we helped out, and we got Zoe. And then you quickly, was it 1 or 2 days you adopted Zoe from us? It wasn't long.
I think it was the same day you put the thing up on Facebook. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And obviously we love adopting out to our current clients because we know they take great care of their dogs, and you're one of our training clients as well. And so you had Bailey and Zoe. And before you even got Zoe, it's kind of funny. It started off as just, I don't know what to call it. It was just a little thing that we noticed. You'd bring Bailey's lunch in a brown paper bag. She was brown bagging it.
Right.
And at first we thought it was just a little novelty where you'd draw little sketches and stuff on the bags. And then we're like, wow, she's doing this every day. And it just kept going and going. And it's got its own little cult following now. Even on our Facebook page, we generally will put pictures up once a week of that week's bags.
Yep.
And we just hit a milestone. Was it last week or week before last?
100 bags, yeah.
Yeah, 100 bags.
Yeah.
Every day, Monday through Friday, they come to daycare and training. She brings us, I don't know, did we name, no, you named them Bailey's bags. You started writing it on there.
I started writing her name on it. Yeah, I
Right.
started the bags just so you guys would notice that it was Bailey's bags. Because I imagine you get, a ton of people bringing in lunch and stuff. So I thought, well, I'll just draw a little picture and put her name on the bag, kind of like she was going to school. So it was kind of fun for me.
Where do you get some of your ideas from?
A lot of the ideas that I get are just watching Bailey and Zoe. And then in things that they do. So I get a lot of ideas from them, and then just sometimes they just pop in my head. So.
Oh my God, we should start drawing bags at the shop then. If that's her motivation. But the things that we would draw on the bags. What's interesting, the reason I wanted you to come on the show is, number one, we'll talk about in a minute where this is kind of going, because you're doing some things. You're on the radio now,
Right.
largely
Right.
in part because of the drawings on the bags. You also have a following on our Facebook page, and people comment on it.
Yep.
But what I like as a trainer and a dog owner is this is another way that you're having fun with your dogs.
Yes.
It's not all about playing. It's not all about competing with them. It's having fun with your dogs, and this is part of your relationship with your dogs, and that's what I really like. It's very unique. You know, people come in every day and they write, the dog's name on it, but nobody's drawing images. and now it's like there are at least 3 or 4 of us at the shop. Oh, what'd she draw today? We'll come over there and look and see what she drew on the bag. And our client, we actually set them up on the front counter now, and our clients will look and see what you drew.
Cool.
So now it's developing a following, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I actually have a following on Instagram and Facebook as well. I take a picture before I bring them in and Instagram them, and then copy them over to Facebook.
That's so cool. So you have your own Facebook page for the Bailey's bags.
I actually just started that for for people that aren't my friends on Facebook and stuff, they can go up and see the bags.
And we're posting them on our Facebook page.
Yep.
And I'll actually on the radio show's page.
Okay.
I've posted a few of them and some of your other diagrams as well, so people can see them.
Oh, good.
So is that what initially led you to draw on the bags, was for us to easily tell them apart from everybody else's lunches?
Yeah, just kind of so you notice them, kind of notice it, kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, we notice.
Yeah.
They're very funny. I like reading them every day.
I know. Dallas and I are usually the first 2 to see them, and then the other guys from the back that want to come up and see what they're on there. And like I said, our clients see it when they walk in because it's right there where they hand the dogs off to us. Now, this has taken you to something new as well with illustrating our children's book.
Yep.
I saw the drawings, and I was like, everything just kind of came together. I've never written a children's book before. My co-author, Christine Lacoste from petsadvisor.com, has. And, the theme behind National K-9 Academy Radio is to talk about dog ownership, responsible dog ownership, the steps all the way through from getting a puppy all the way through senior care and whatnot. And that's what the book is kind of about in a children's format. And when I saw your illustrations, I'm like, this is perfect because we're targeting 1st to 3rd graders. And I'm like, this is the perfect kind of illustrations we want in the book. It's not real detailed. But it's not too cartoony either. It's right in the middle. And I think that's perfect for the age range. So now you're doing all the illustrations for a children's book.
Yep.
And it all started by drawing little
Bailey's
fun things on
bags.
your bags. Yeah.
Yep.
And the interesting thing is, I don't know if you've seen some of the comments on the Facebook page, but some of our clients think you should have your own comic strip.
I've had some of my friends tell me that too.
Well, I mean, when's the comic strip coming out? Are you going to call it Bailey's Bags?
I thought about it because sometimes the little scenarios that Bailey and Zoe get into, it's hard because I'm doing it all in just one picture. And I sometimes get told I'm a little wordy with some of the things that they say. So sometimes I can actually see what they're doing in a series of pictures.
Right.
So maybe I'll start that for the new year. I'll do more than do like a little strip on each bag. I don't know.
Uh-oh. We'll see what this. You'll be in the Virginian Pilot here soon. Just don't forget the little people.
No. They're your bags. That's what I started them for.
Well, that's cool. We're hoping to have the book out, the children's book out, probably by sometime late winter, early spring. And I think you've got most of the illustrations done.
I do. Yeah.
And we've already posted a few of them on the National K-9 Academy Radio Facebook page. There's 3 or 4 of them on there so people can get an idea. And the cool thing is the illustrations, we're leaving them black and white on purpose. The cover and the back will be color, but the illustrations are black and white. So the children can actually color them in.
Yep.
And then obviously there'll be a story that goes with it. And there are several teachers that have already told us their schools would like to buy them in bulk and use them as an evaluation tool to see what the children do with the book. There's going to be a page in the back for them to draw, the children to draw their best day ever, draw a picture, and then also another page for them to tell us about their best day ever, and they'll use that as an evaluation tool. And so you're a huge part of this. Probably the biggest part. It's all you're the visual part of the book. The story is very easy to write, children's book, but it's the pictures that actually get the message across. So I think it's just kind of cool where this has taken you. I mean, did you ever see imagining yourself being on the radio show,
no,
illustrations for a children's book when you first started doodling on the bags?
Nope, I just thought it was kind of a fun thing to do on the bags, and then once you guys started telling me you liked them and stuff, I'm thinking, okay, I've got to do one of these every day.
Yeah, now you can't stop.
No, now I can't stop. And it's a good, as an artist, it's a really good challenge in the morning. Sometimes, the ideas come very easily, and sometimes I stand over the bags with my coffee and I look at them and go, what am I going to draw today?
And you can't do any repeats because we have every bag.
No, yep.
You've seen the collection we have.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out where to display them all, where people can see all of them. I mean, this might end up in the Guggenheim someday.
You never know.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show.
Sure.
I think it was just a fascinating story to talk about, how your rescues have kind of motivated you and inspired you to
they're entertaining, yeah.
And now look where it's going. And now, you may affect the lives of some children. And I'm very much looking forward to that and seeing the rest of the drawings and where that's going to go.
Yep.
So let us know when the movie's coming out.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Jacqueline,
you.
thanks for joining us on National K-9 Academy Radio.
You're welcome.
We will be back in just a few minutes with the Pet News of the Week, and you've been listening to National K-9 Academy Radio on WNIS.
The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads.
Sugar plums? You don't want no stinking sugar plums. You want the latest in clothing and accessories from Burton, Nordica, Nils, Volcom, K2, Mountain Hardware, Spider, Ride, 686, Nike, GoPro, and more. Get to Ski World today for the best selection on whatever's on top of your list. Get ski and snowboard equipment, plus the latest in apparel. Right now, get a free lift pass to Snowshoe Mountain Resort with any purchase of $250 or more. Whoa, a gift for them and a gift for you. Sweet. Ski World has put together some of the hottest Christmas snowboard packages ever. Holiday priced to make you smile. Plus, get ski packages with boots, holiday priced and slope ready. Ski World, the leader in outdoor sports for over 30 years. Ski World, Virginia Beach and Port Warwick and Newport News.
Must mention this ad at time of purchase while supplies last.
Do you know the #1 reason for home energy waste? It's leaky ductwork. Up to 30% of heat flowing throughout your home may be getting lost through cracks and gaps in your home ductwork. If your energy bill keeps getting higher and higher and your heater runs continuously, then it's time for
E.T. Lawson.
E.T. Lawson will inspect your heating system for leakage, proper heat flow and temperature, and combustion safety with the most advanced computerized diagnostic equipment available. Call now and receive a free duct test to find the leakage if it's there. Find out how you can save money and improve your indoor heat quality by sealing your heating duct system with AeroSeal duct sealing. From E.T. Lawson, call 722-1928, 722-1928. E.T. Lawson, serving Hampton Roads and beyond since 1919. Call 722-1928 or visit etlawson.com.
Welcome back to National K-9 Academy Radio. I'm your host, Dan Stallings, along with my co-host, Dallas.
Hello.
And Jackie's still joining us in the studio, as is Janet. Hey, Janet. And, of course, Damien pushing all the important buttons over there. This segment is brought to you by Maverick Detection Services, the nation's largest independent bedbug detection team. We have 8 certified dogs currently working in this area. We also do nuisance geese flock control. We have quite a few commercial and residential clients in this area. If you have a problem with either, please give us a call. Our number is 855-597-7827. And we're more than happy to come out and see what we can do to help you out. Again, 855-597-7827. You can also find us on the web at todetectandtoserve.com. This segment, we're going to talk a little bit about some working dogs, and we have a special guest we have lined up for next week. I'll give a shout out to the guys at National K-9 Working Dogs. You can find their page on Facebook, and they're all about retired working dogs, both military and also for the police forces. So I think you're going to enjoy hearing what they have to say about the bills and everything, and that are being passed into law that are supporting these dogs. So it's something that's very important to us. So check them out if you get a chance. And we're going to go ahead and have Christine Lacoste from PetsAdvisor.com join us for this segment for the Dog News of the Week. Hey, Christine.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm good. Dallas is here with me, and Jackie's still sitting in, as is Janet. So,
hi, everyone.
Where are you calling us from this time?
I'm still in England, but I will be back in the United States by the end of the week.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So what's going on over in England?
Not too much except cold weather and some crazy wind.
Yeah, it's cold here too. It's like 70, 71 here.
Wow, yeah, that's really cold.
Well, you're from Louisiana, so you're used to warm weather.
All year long.
It's supposed to be in the 40s here this time of year for us, so this is kind of awkward for this time of year, but we'll take it. So what have you got for us this week in the Pet News of the Week?
A couple of stories from last week. One of the first ones comes from Canada. There was a request to investigate a case of animal cruelty, and they went to a woman's house in Winnipeg, and they ended up seizing 125 cats and a dog. So it's some good news that
125 cats and
Yes.
one dog?
One dog, 125 cats.
Well, there's the problem right there.
Well, of course there is. But luckily, it was reported they were able to go in and get all the animals away from the woman, and hopefully she's got 7 days to appeal, which hopefully she won't, and they'll give up ownership, and then they can be adopted out once they've gotten some medical treatment.
Can you imagine how much fun that one dog must have been having with all those cats?
You would think with that much ammonia in the house, the dog probably couldn't
Oh, my
breathe.
gosh. Oh, wow. You
The
know,
workers that were there in full, masks and booties, even they
Oh, wow.
kept having to leave the house.
they were all kept inside?
Yes.
Ouch. Okay. I hope there was more than one litter box.
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
You know, we actually get people call us. Have you taken any calls, Dallas, from people call to want to know if we board cats?
Yes.
And I always tell them, read the name, but you will not believe how much exercise your cat will get if you board them with us. Because we're the exact opposite. We'd have 125 dogs and one cat.
Yeah.
So, all right.
You also wouldn't be a hoarder.
No. Well, some people think I am already with the Weimaraners, but so
Well, some good dog news.
all right, please share
Last
with
week was a memorable one for a guy named Mac David. He received a degree in education from the University of Southern Mississippi. David was born with a condition that caused him to go blind, and he was able to attend his college courses while he had a seeing eye dog with him named Cy. Cy actually got to wear a cap and gown and walk at the graduation with him and got his own doggy diploma.
Oh, very cool. Now,
This dog's been by his side for the past 5 years, so it was only appropriate that the dog was recognized as well for helping him get through college. And, of course, when he asked about what was the dog's degree in, David jokingly replied, teacher's pet.
Oh, wow.
That's a good one.
did you hear the story out of South Carolina about the man who dangled the dog off the balcony to go to the bathroom?
Yes, I did. And
Did
I
you?
saw that someone had called the authorities and the dog was rescued and the person was charged.
All the way over in the UK, you heard about that. Isn't that amazing? I mean, we do
My whole job is pets, so of course I'm looking for news for pets all the time.
we do house training at National K-9 Academy, but that's not exactly how we do it. Hanging
I would
off
hope
the
not.
balcony. There's actually a picture. Did you see the picture?
I did. It was
It
disturbing.
looks like a terrier or something. It said the guy was lowering the dog down to go in the flower bed and then like reeling him back up, like a
It looked
doggy
like a
elevator.
second story of like a brick apartment building.
Yeah,
and
over-
the dog was just dangling there.
Yeah, it looks like he's dangling from his neck. It's not like he's like in a harness or anything. But I mean, and the guy was like 23 years old and couldn't even walk down a flight of stairs to take the dog for a walk.
I think they said he was dog sitting for his parents,
That's right.
but hopefully they'll get a more responsible dog sitter in the future.
Do you think?
We can only hope.
Thank God he wasn't watching the grandson or something.
Good grief.
There's
Using a diaper out the window.
Here's a interesting story. I don't know if you heard about it or not. It actually talks about dogs may protect kids from asthma. And yeah, and think about this though, Dallas. All right, what have you been with me for? 3.5 years?
Almost 4.
Yeah, almost 4 years. And out of those 4 days, how many have I been out sick? 4 years, I mean.
None.
Right. And I have all those dogs. So
Mhm.
see, and I work, probably 90 hours a week with all the companies and everything. And it talks here about how it's actually the dog dander is actually good when it gets inside your GI system, and also the airway actually does the opposite of what people would think. They used infant mice to find the dog dust from the household with dogs who lived outdoors. The composition of microbes in their guts were significantly changed, according to the Wall Street Journal. So I guess it's healthy for mice to have dogs around, is what they get from the study. That's right.
Wow.
But the mice exposed to the dog dust are tested immune response to allergens, and the common trigger, and that they found that they had much fewer reactions to it. So it actually shows that they may have built some immunity. So obviously, everybody knows about therapy dogs and how that affects people, but now they're saying the actual dander can actually help protect kids and people. And they should do a study on me as much as I work and as much as I'm around the dogs and I'm there and I'm as healthy as I can be working all those hours. But so I thought that was kind of interesting. Have you heard anything about that or seen that, Christine?
Not recently, but I've seen and read about some things before. I mean, you would think someone who has a severe allergy wouldn't react well, but one of the things I was thinking when you were describing that is if the body is exposed to it and has a chance to react early on, it becomes acclimated to it.
Exactly.
So you wouldn't end up as an adult with allergies. So it's a good practice to get kids around animals.
Mm-hmm.
But, of course, you always have to be wary of the few that are going to have a severe reaction.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm a big supporter of children growing up with dogs for a lot of reasons, and that just adds to it. I was completely unaware of that until I saw that this week, so I think that's pretty cool. So anything?
Get them started early.
Any other good news coming from your side of the water?
There's some other good news. Eldad Hagar, he's a rescuer, and his organization is Hope for Paws in California. He ended up discovering a homeless dog who he later named Miley, living among piles of trash and debris. And aside from being covered with mange, the dog's physical appearance was just heartbreaking. And the dog was so malnourished, she barely had enough energy to move. After he was able to get her into his vehicle, after about an hour of coaxing her with food, he went straight to the vet's office, and she started getting some medical care. And despite the dog being really skittish around people, animals, really, really withdrawn because of the experience, she ended up meeting a little chihuahua named Frankie, who was also abandoned and found near death. And Frankie and Miley ended up hitting it off, and those two become absolute best friends. So they're looking for homes, and hopefully they'll go together.
Oh, she's not going to keep them?
Eldad is a rescuer, and
okay.
He does rescues every single day, every night. He's known for doing them at 4 in the morning, and he'll wait to try to get a dog for hours at a time in the sewers, at the side of the road, you name it.
Wow.
If you go to YouTube and look up Hope for Paws, you'll find all of his videos, and each of them have tens of millions of views. So he's a really popular rescuer across the country, and he does not hesitate to hop on a plane and go help someone out in another state.
Well, he does that by himself?
Him and his wife run the organization, but he pretty much does all the rescues himself, and when necessary, he'll bring his vet along if the dogs have to be sedated, if they're in a dangerous situation that they need a rescue from.
That's very cool. We'll have to try to see if we can get him on the show sometime.
Right.
That's cool.
He's very hard to get in touch with. I've been trying to contact him for about a month for something unrelated to the rescue, and he's just constantly on the road. But that's his passion in life, and that's what he does day in and day out, is to rescue dogs.
Cool. I'll have Maverick reach out to him.
That might work. Who can tell Maverick no?
That's right. All right. Anything else?
Some more good news. Last month, I don't know if you heard about a tornado that ripped through Indiana.
Yeah, and the owner and the dog were separated.
Right. Well, what happened was the dog, Roscoe, couldn't be found. Later, Roscoe ended up at an animal shelter, and he ended up getting adopted by a new family. Once the original family found out where the dog was, they were thrilled, and they couldn't wait to get the dog back because, of course, their child was missing the dog as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come to find out, the new family had a child, and the whole family had bonded with Roscoe, and initially, they didn't want to give him back.
Wow.
Luckily, the new family, neither family could bear the thought of losing the dog. They desperately wanted to keep him, but the shelter officials tried to mediate, and what could have ended up in a pretty bitter court battle ended up having a heartwarming ending because Roscoe's new family was so touched by the love of their existing family. They had put something in the newspaper kind of reaching out, begging to please give us our dog back. A few days ago, the Humane Society notified the original family they would actually be getting the dog back.
Awesome.
So, although the case is kind of, everyone's got criticism on both sides,
right.
They said there's no hard feelings between the families, and they just wanted what was best for the dog. So the dog ended up getting to go home with its original family in the end.
Well, that kind of reminds me, I don't know if you heard the earlier segment, we're having National K-9 Working Dog come on next week live. And I saw a story that they had on their page about a former police K-9 named Dino, who was retired. I think he's 6 or 7 years old now, and he's recently retired after a lauded career with the law enforcement. And there's criticism on both sides here because the handler that had him gave him to someone else. Now, I don't know the circumstances behind that. We're going to try to find out. But the person that he gave him to ended up putting Dino in a shelter. Oh, no. And that, I mean, this dog was, a hero. He was out there protecting us. He was, I believe he was a drug enforcement dog, and he was protecting us, protecting police officers. How a working dog like that would ever end up in a shelter, I don't know. But we definitely going to try to find out what we can about that. But they're coming on next week. And, they're staunch supporters of, working dogs and how well they're cared for and taken care of after they're retired. But it's kind of similar, circumstances, how there's critics on both sides there, how the dog possibly could have ended up in a shelter, especially a working dog. That's just that's not just falling through the cracks. Something went very awry there, and we're going to try to find out. So it's good that, he had a happy ending there with your story. It looks like... I think Dino is actually was in rescue and is now looking for a permanent home. So we're going to find out more about that. But the stories behind some of these dogs and some of our rescues and how they end up in a rescue or a shelter is just amazing. How people give up on them and the things they can do, and that's pretty much
Maverick. I mean, you didn't even
exactly.
know his history. You just saw a dog that was obviously in need of serious vet care and someone to care for him and love him, and lo and behold, look what you ended up getting in return.
Right, and you look at Jackie. Well, that's why we had her on the show this week to talk about how her rescues have influenced her and where that's going. And Dallas's dog, she's actually been out there working with them doing some geese control. One of them's a bed bug dog. So I mean, just give them what they need and look what happens, and look how they can impact your life. You just never know. I mean, it's like I told people a long time ago about Maverick. You may not end up with a show-winning dog or a champion, but you never know where that road will lead you. Sometimes you just have to kind of let them kind of show you the way and just watch what happens. So, but I'm glad both stories have had a good ending for both of those two dogs that ended up in the shelter. So we'll have to follow those, and obviously we're going to follow Dino next week with National K-9 Working Dogs. They'll be on again next week. And then, of course, Christine, we'll look forward to having you back on from petsadvisor.com. Once again,
I'm looking forward to finding out what happened with Dino, so let me know.
Oh, we will. And we'll look forward to having you back on next week. Safe travels back to this side of the pond, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Have a good day, guys.
Happy holidays. All right, well, that was Christine Lacoste from petsadvisor.com. Please check out their site. It's petsadvisor.com. And she'll be on again next week, as she is each week, with the dog news of the week. So, again, thank you, Jackie, for joining us in the studio.
Well, thank you for having me.
And for Janet for the adult supervision. I hope we passed.
You did good. You did good. We're safe.
All right. And Damien, thanks for not pushing the mute button.
Hey, thank you.
Dallas, we'll see you next week.
Yes.
You've been listening to National K-9 Academy Radio on WNIS.
Party was nice, the party was pumping. And everybody having a ball.
The preceding paid commercial program was sponsored by National K-9 Academy. WNIS Radio and Sinclair Communications do not endorse or warranty any statements or claims that are made or products or services that are offered by this sponsor. Hampton Roads News and Information Station, AM 790, WNIS Norfolk. It's 11 a.m.